Oh, what up, what up, what up, man? It's T Vix and Miss Dean, and we in the building with the man, the myth. Oh, man, I'm talking about the plug, the electric, the everything. This guy is the guy, the electric, the plug, the electric. Hey, man, this is Ohio Edison. What's going on with you, man? What's up?
Hey, it's a pleasure, honor to be in the building. I've been waiting, forever to get on the show. I can't believe y'all two Negroes just waited till, I'm the last episode of all episodes, and y'all probably done did this for season after season after season. But I'm glad to be in the building with my brother, my soul brother, T Vix, representing, Akron, all that, Cleveland, the whole area up there, and his better half, Miss Dean, in the building. Wow, thank y'all so much for allowing me to come on the podcast. What's taking? What's cracking like it?
We definitely appreciate you being here, man. This is Shaun Daddy Mac Ross. I mean, this is the boss, man. This is one of the biggest bosses. I mean, this guy, man.
Let's talk. I mean, because now he A&R. Okay, boom, you're A&R, but you actually were an actor, or still is.
Yeah. I'm still actor. Hold on a minute. I was just letting T Vix do his thing, and let me just add to the flavor. Thank you, Miss Dean. I humbly, I'm very so grateful. But let me just spoon feed. I still am. I'm on a hit TV show called Selly's. Coming out on Tubi. It's just going to be a cross between like The Wire and the movie Life. You'll be able to check me out. I'm in episode 2 and 3.
A little bit? Are you allowed to give us a little bit of the character going on?
Oh yeah. Most definitely. My character, I'm an inmate. It seems like I'm always playing these inmate. Probably because I was an inmate at once upon a time in my life. But nevertheless, I'm playing inmate in the penitentiary, and I have some type of little internal beef with these brothers that's from the West Coast. They cripping and all that on the set of the movie. So it's a really good sitcom, and people gonna love it. And I'm glad to be a part of it. And it just might happen that we might have to get T Vix and Miss Dean out on the West Coast so they they give us that cameo. For sure.
Just give us the time.
We gonna go back through the acting, man. You was on a classic. You was in a classic movie. I'm talking about this is a real classic right here. Like first of all, we got to understand how classic this is. This is Martin and Eddie Murphy. This is boom, boom, boom. These is two of the top dudes that's doing this, and you is in scenes with these guys. You working with these guys. You right there. I mean, I know you met a lot of people, a lot of people in the game, but how was it like working with Eddie?
It was incredible. Eddie and Martin.
Yeah.
I had to junior flex and give them brother they roses while they here, because I mean they took me in. I was just getting into LA. It was my first. I got my SAG voucher working on Life, and I had a good other brother comedian, Doug Tunk Williams. My fraternity brother and an actor, and being second team, I was just in the movie. I was second team, and that means when the first team off with Guy Torrey, Anthony Anderson, Bernie Mac, Miguel Nunez, and Martin and Eddie, when they went in their position, it was me and a couple other people that had to stay in their position. And then I got to a point where the whole production loved my personality, that they gave me some speaking lines. But however, something that people don't know, my speaking lines got on the editing floor, just like Cicely Tyson played Eddie Murphy's mother in the movie, and nobody knows it. So they only hear it first and live and direct on this podcast, right? With T Vix and Miss Dean.
We got
exclusive.
Right.
That part.
So, man, you life of an A&R, you know what I mean? Like, how is your day? You know what I mean? Like, what does a day of an A&R work consist? Like, so like if I make parts for GM, my day is I wake up, what I'm saying, I get ready for my job. I put my uniform on. I'm about to make 1,000 parts. I'm going to take a couple of lunches. I'm going home. What I'm saying? Check some homework. I'm going to bed. But what is like an A&R like? I mean, what kind of life is that?
It's a life that seems to never end. As long as they're a cell phone, an email, a computer, desktop, you're always on the clock from the time you wake up to the time you sleep. You get up, you want to be respectful and check all the emails just in case you find that talent. You have to set up talent showcases or attend talent showcases across the country to try to find it. And then once you find it, you got to nurture it and position it with the right label, the right upper management, the right things are dress right, dress details. Piss poor preparation promotes piss poor performance. Piss poor performance promotes pain. So it's an agony that if you do it right, you can be successful. And just it's like baking a piece of pie. You know, baking a pie. You got to make sure you're out there doing everything that it takes to find the talent, get the talent, position the talent, place the talent, and make sure the talent makes an executive decision that'll affect them in there for the rest of their life as well as yourself. So that's
like, I got tired. I got tired of just hearing you run down. And I know that's just a little piece of your day. I got
that's just
tired
a piece.
listening to you run down.
Is
just a little part of your day.
Is it hard working with up and coming artists? I mean, because I work with some up and coming artists in my area, and for me, it was hard to deal with them because a lot of them ain't educated on the business. Is it hard for you at your level to work with up and coming artists that get the opportunity to reach you?
Yes, it's a gift and a curse. I mean, you know, especially like when you find somebody with talent, it's okay. The person that you find without talent wants to be the most super aggressive that will call, wake you up, find your number, send you a postcard, show up at your lunch, on a lunch, it's crazy. It's bananas and people just don't get it. You got to trust the process. The process will work it out. I ain't saying trust the system, but trust the process. And yes, it's crazy working with new artists as well as old artists. Some people feel entitled because of their past relationship or who they know and who they think they know, and they don't understand it. Yesterday's don't win today's ball game. Excuse me. Every time I'm doing something, people it never stops. It never stops. I hope people still
That's the life of we asked you.
Hey, you asked for it. You can see it right up and close and personal.
I seen you.
I wanted to ask this though, because you've been doing this for quite a while. What was your first breakthrough in the industry? How did you get your first big break?
I'll say my first break thing may have been on the Martin Lawrence show. When I first drove from leaving Central State University, got to give shouts out to Central State University, the place where I graduated, Players Q, Mason, all that good stuff. After I finished that, I worked at Dorley Tate Juvenile Center, and then I drove to Los Angeles, California. Born in the Bay, but was raised in the Midwest. So I said, I'm going to drive to California. My little brother's father was doing the Dorothy Dancer story. And I went out there. When I first got there, I met 3 casting directors. And they all just, that is my biggest thing, meeting 3 casting directors all at the same time. And all of them, took and embraced me and started having me doing videos, then television shows, then movies, and next thing movies and movies and movies. And so that really intrigued me. And next thing, everything was on. Then I got adopted by my godfather, and then we just started swinging with No Limit Films, and then the rest is history.
Wow,
yeah, that's dope. How is it like working with probably the top mogul in the hip hop industry? Like, how is that working with somebody that has that type of success? I mean, is it crazy pressure? I mean, you working with a guy that sold over 100 million records. I mean, and then he's done something that everybody's trying to duplicate. I mean, this guy put out 50-something records in 1 year or something crazy. I don't know the number. It's something that everybody talks about and everybody respected. He was respected in every room. How is it like working that close with somebody like a Master P?
Oh, it's a blessing because you learn how to endure good times and hard times as a good soldier. Everything, the glitter, sometimes you got to realize it's not gold. Right. And then I got to say the brother has been phenomenal to the community and the others, and just his work. I learned from him his work ethic, which has allowed me to to walk step by step with him in his work ethic and being that positive light to the people that he wants to shine his light on. And those are the other,